What's going on, everybody? It's the first show of 2023, and I think I started like 4 minutes late or something. 8:05. My apologies. I don't like to keep you all waiting. I actually take pride on the show that we focus on content and we get down to business, and I don't waste any time and blah blah blah. So anyhow, my apologies. I had some technical difficulties, and then evidently the internet there, in the swamps of Southwest Florida this evening is being a little challenging for Alain. We got Alain Hernandez on from Creme de la Clutch, and I'm happy to have him back. I think it's the third time he's been on the show, but we've gotten to know each other both at working at shows, like vending the shows, but then also hanging out on here. And then we keep up on Instagram a lot. If you've not met Alain before, this is like the most legitimate way I could put it. He's one of the most creative entrepreneurial minds that I've come across in our hobby and our industry. And I love that stuff. Like it like really gets me going. I love the idea that you could figure anything out. You can, any obstacles are just a challenge. All you got to do is figure out how to overcome the obstacles. And that's really how I've approached ball pythons all along. And it's come to be how I've approached my business, which I'm not as entrepreneurial as Alain is, because I'm happy to sign up for a job and to make salary and all that kind of thing. Although I am fully now self-employed as of Friday evening. I don't have a job anymore. I have clients, so that's kind of cool too for 2023. Anyhow, stick around. Alain from Creme de la Clutch makes his return to the Proper Royal stage here very shortly. In the comments, man, Happy New Year to everybody. I see a whole lot of people that I've I appreciate you all. A whole lot of people that I recognize. Marissa, I don't recognize you. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for checking in. Shanna, what's going on, man? I appreciate you being here. Good evening, everybody. I'm not good with these shout outs. Look, there's 25 of y'all already. Hey, one person I do need to give a special shout out to is Kike. First off, Kike is a good dude, and he's all around the hobby and our industry here. But what you don't know, maybe, is that he runs Alain's social media. So it's always funny trying to book Alain, because I got to work through Kike, who then gets in touch with Alain, who then texts me and goes, okay, talk to me here on text instead of on Instagram or whatever. So Kike, I appreciate you in the background, man. As always, I'm very happy that you're in the mix and in our industry together. Looks like Alain is doubled up here. He's working it out, man. I think his internet might be back. He might be back full steam ahead here. Yeah, it looks like he's working with a webcam now instead of his cell phone. I'm going to let him sort that out. I got plenty of announcements to yap on about anyway. Yeah, Jeremy just nailed it. He says, what's up, everybody? Sorry, too many names to type. That's kind of how I feel with the shout outs. Plus, like I say, you guys come here for the content. So, hey, we got coming up. I got to move my calendar back where it goes over here. But in the meantime, it's over here. Next week, I got Marks and Cheryl on the show from Creation Collective. A couple just outstanding folks that I got to meet the last time I was working at the Tampa Repticon. Is that Tampa? Yeah, it was Tampa. And, made a real good connection with them through, by the way, shout out to Steve's morphs, Steve Casino. Man, that guy always organizes a good time for all the breeders. And after the show, we usually go hang out, have dinner, a couple beverages and that kind of thing. And I really hit it off with Marks and Cheryl. So they will be on next week. The following week, I got Stephen and Courtney back for our second annual goals episode. It's early 2023. We're going to talk about what our goals for the upcoming year are as far as the industry is, concerned. And also we're going to look back on the goals from 2022, see how we did, give ourselves a little dose of accountability if needed. The following week, I got Jessica from the Holdback Rack. You got Jana on one side and then the alter ego of the Holdback Rack podcast, Jessica on the other. So we had Jana on last month, maybe even in November. Anyway, I want to have Jessica on. She's super technical and really deep dives on things. If you haven't checked out their podcast, you need to. The Holdback Rack. Go give them some love and support. I tell you the truth, theirs is probably the one I tune into the most. There's some other friends and all that I keep up with, but as far as just like, hey, that's a crazy topic, I want to check it out. They're really great about that. So they'll be on. Updates, man. I got this, I finally got a real mic stand. I mean, I always had a real mic stand. I used one of my music stage stands and kind of brought it over with a gooseneck. It always cracks me up. Like one of my like jokes I tell myself is like, how obnoxious can podcasters make the microphone? Like how obtrusive do I need to have this microphone to be taken seriously as a podcaster? That's the real question. The truth is, it doesn't have to be in the camera whatsoever. These condenser mics are so sensitive. If a kid rode by on his bicycle out there, it would pick it up. All these microphones in people's faces crack me up. These things are super sensitive. Plus, if I was a microphone podcast guy, I'd have to like DM somebody and talk smack and, pick a slap fight with them. And then that's what we would talk about, right? No, not here. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. New mic stand. Hey. Along with the mic stand, I got an ultrasound this week. It'll be here for the next day or two, but I'm pretty excited. All of y'all that have been telling me for years now that I've got to get in the ultrasound game, it finally happened. And I told you it would. I had to get profitable. I had to get cash flow. I had to know where the money was going to come from, and I did. And now it's on its way. So it's ordered. I ended up going with the contact one. Some of y'all saw on Instagram, I had posted about whether I should go for one of like the wireless app driven ones, but for the price, for the non-Butterfly brands, like Butterfly is like the standard of those, handheld units that tap into your phone. For the non-Butterfly brand ones, the reviews just weren't solid enough yet. It looked good, but then every other review was somebody saying the software doesn't connect with my phone currently, or my phone update made the software this and that. So I ended up just going with the old trusty standby contact machine, Northeast Morph says, I saw what you did there, Adam. Yeah, I know. I got to behave. I truly I advertise that I don't get into that crap here. So I'm not going to, but it was pretty fun. Yeah. I only talk smack to other dads about why ball pythons cross the road in Florida. That's the only smack I talk. That's it. I'm glad y'all picked up on that, though. I thought that was a little, pull the curtain back. I thought it was a little witty on my part. I thought it was all right. I thought I did good on that. So, okay. So breeding season's underway. Ultrasound will be in effect. We'll see how it pays off this year. And the past 2 years, I've averaged 50 to 60% of my females going. So let's see if I see an improvement and see if I can find some way to quantify that it wasn't dumb luck to improve. That's what I hope. Hope y'all's breeding season's going well. Again, if y'all haven't seen the show before or you're not watching live, that's cool too. Thanks for checking out the replay. It's the Proper Royals channel. We talk about my family's ball python business journey. Every week we do a live show and have guests from the industry that hopefully I can learn from, and hopefully we share some transparent conversations with y'all. Hope you will consider liking and subscribing. Appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And with all that being said, if you missed the introduction earlier, Alain from Creme de la Clutch is like I say, just a really great creative entrepreneurial mind. And a lot of us can sit around the table and drum up ideas. This guy, like, he just does it. He's like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. And speaking of, he's got something he's drummed up for tonight that he just dropped on me in the green room, but I'll let him share that whenever the time's right. Maybe we'll get there a little bit later. So if you would, please welcome back Alain to the Proper Royals stage. What's going on, Alain?
Hey, what's up, man? And what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great evening, enjoying the new year so far. Hope you haven't broken all of your any of your New Year resolutions yet, right?
Already, right? Yeah, third day, we're like, yeah, done with the gym, out, quit. I do the delayed resolution. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start going to the gym until everybody else quits. I'm not going to start the gym till like mid-February. It's like a passive resolution, you know? Alan, you got super delay, man. You were faster on the cell phone connection earlier. All right, I'm gonna let Alan get reconnected. Alan, I'm kicking you off, man. You'll come back. You're welcome to come back, but I'm gonna kick you off for a minute. See what you can here. Remove from the stream. There we go. Hey, it's live. That's the fun of it. What do you guys want to talk about? Well, we're killing a little bit of time. What entrepreneurial endeavors are you all undertaking? Leave some in the comment section and leave here in the chats as well. Alan will be back in just 1 second. Solid profile pic. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, hang on. Alan, give me a thumbs up if you want to sign back on, man. Okay, cool. Here we go. How about now?
Okay, we're good now. Yeah, so, I'm having some issues at home with the internet, and now it just ended up just going out again. So we'll just leave it on the phone, I guess.
Gotcha. Hey, can you turn your phone sideways?
Yeah, that should be
Boom. That's cool.
Is that better? Good.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So, man, how have you been? It's been not too long since you were on the show, actually.
No, just a few months back. I don't recall exactly when it was, but no, it wasn't too long ago. It was I think it was the first podcast I ever did was with you.
You know what, man? Time flies. That was July. That was 6 months, man.
It
July 26th.
It feels like it was after Daytona, but I guess it was before Daytona, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It had to have been because you and I sorted out that deal for that male double recessive that you sold to me.
Yeah, you're right. Time is flying, man.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing. Like this industry breeding ball pythons, we're always like, man, it's so long. You got to wait so long, and they only come around this time. Man, 6 months already passed by. Like we're halfway there on whatever males we hatched in July, you know?
Exactly. That's why people are always in a rush to get like proven breeder males and get all these adult females. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, you could do that. Like, I'm not going to say I didn't do that in the beginning. I did do that to a certain extent, but 90% of my animals were hatchlings because they time flies and they get up there quick. Before you know it, your animals are good to go.
You know what I kind of realized too is now that I've had 2 seasons of holdbacks, I don't feel the urgency for this year's to like try and rush and try and get them up to size because I got others coming up. Like I got new exciting stuff that's been in the holdback rack, but that's finally ready to go,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And males are a lot quicker than females, but before you know it, like I have some females there that are 2021s and now they're going to be like 16 months old. I don't like breeding them early, but once the summertime comes, they'll be 2 years old. As soon as fall comes, they'll be huge, and they're already 1,400 grams, and they're not even 14 months old yet. So it flies, man. Before you know it, that's what happens.
Those good eaters, man. I think you're exactly right on not pushing them so far in the summer. Like wait till that fall. Wait, get them to that 17, 18, 1900 grams versus right at 1350 or 1400 or whatever. And I've done both, man. I've tried on the 2 early ones. They didn't go anyway, which is probably in retrospect I'm probably thankful for. Like, what are they going to crank out 2-3 eggs and then have trouble getting up to weight again all season? May as well wait the 4 or 5 months kind of thing.
Yeah, it could happen either way. You could get lucky and have the animal go lay a bunch of eggs. Unfortunately, I've the only a couple of animals that I've paired at a younger weight, like went off food for like 6 months. Yeah, and then it's like it's not worth it. It really isn't. So what's that number one pairing you're looking forward to this year that you've got written down?
Man, it hasn't happened yet. I got an acid that proved to be het clown. I did the genetic testing on it.
Oh, you proved out? Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And he's big, but I don't think he's mature, man. He eats like he's up above 800 grams, and I can't get this guy. Like I threw
Does he have sperm?
I haven't checked. Like, what do I do? Like, pop them and see what's there?
Oh, yeah, just pop, and you'll see he'll have some dry, like little dry sperm on his hemipenes on the tips of them if he's producing.
Yeah, see, I suck at popping, especially when they have any size. Like hatchlings, I could pop really well, but like that guy, I'll try it. I'll see what's up. But so I'm hoping he comes around. If he comes around, I'm going to pair him with a pinstripe het clown, go for an acid pinstripe clown, which would be real fun. I got him lined up to pair to my ultramel girl, so I could get acid het ultramels, het clowns as well. Will be killer. And then actually I would just try and make some more acids. I've actually got a big normal girl that I wasn't going to pair, but then when I found out he was het for clown, I was like, all right, I'll give him a shot with her. But aside from that, I bought from you a super pastel pied hypo male, good, powerful breeder. So he's going to a lot of things. He's going to an axanthic female that I got. So I get triple het, pastel triple hets from them. And he's going to a visual pied that I have, and he's going to, I can't remember off the top of my head. I've got a lot of triples though, doubles and triples coming around this year that I'm happy with. And if that acid won't go, now that I have the ultrasound and I can sort of see where the countdown is and what I can do or how much time I have, if I'm running out of time and the acid won't go, then I'm going to drop in that male, the hypo pied in with the ultramel and get another round of triples from that pairing too.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. And that acid proven out to be a het clown is a game changer for sure, because man, it takes out so much time, and then the value too. I mean, I'm not sure how much you paid for them, but you definitely got a great value on them, because the difference in a non-het or a possible het is, I'm sure it's substantial. But hell yeah, man, you got to buy Dale a beer at the next show.
Yeah, I do have to buy Dale a beer, man. Yeah. Turns out all those volunteer shifts I did with him worked out in my favor. Just
you know what? That's paying you back for all those good deeds, working hard. Because I see you at his tables, man. You actually put a lot of work in there, and you're passionate about helping out. So and we were diagonal at that one show. Yep. So I'd always look over and I'm like, man, Adam's out there like making it happen. I go, the next show I'm gonna get Adam to help me out. Yeah.
Well, for those of y'all that don't know the story, Dale at Constricted Reptiles was cool enough to. So I got this thing. I've done it in my career at different places. I got this thing where I just offer to come work for people for free so that I can learn. And Dale, what you don't realize is 20 people tell me no, and then one guy goes, "Yeah, perfect, come on." And Dale's great, and he's allowed me to come work for him twice, and now I've probably earned his trust. He'll probably have me anytime if I wanted to. But now I'm vending myself. If I'm going to work, I want to make some money, but I do it because I can learn hands-on. I did a winemaking internship in Napa, California that way, man. The winemaker, he says, are you studying wine in school? I said, no, I'm in restaurants and I'm a sommelier. And he goes, look, man, you can come spray down the floors and scrub the decks and stuff. He goes, but if you suck, I'm going to fire you. I was like, if I get in your winery, I'm going to learn and I'm going to work my butt off. And like by the end of the first week, one morning, he goes, hey, come on out to the vineyards with me. And then by the end of the third week, man, I was making Chardonnay with the guy. It's just really cool. You can learn so much. So I appreciate you saying that. I work hard, but it is work. And it is hard work and it's fun work. And I feel a high responsibility with Dale or anybody, but it was my chance to learn. How else was I going to learn? Like I feel like I'm ready to go vend now versus being like, well, I don't know. I guess I'll see how it goes. Like you could practice spiels and you could practice like engaging people and you see what works, but then also you see what doesn't work. You're like, God, it's like hitting on girls. You're like, God, that didn't work. Oh, gotta try a different way,
Yeah, exactly, man. No, the good thing is at the reptile shows, I'm practicing both. I'm like selling animals and I hit on girls too. So it's yeah, that's like I tell people that's like a third of the reason why I go to shows is just to talk to girls and maybe meet my next girlfriend or future wife or something, man. Because
so can you tell us how's that go for you?
It's actually it's not terrible. I mean, I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend yet from the shows, but it's getting there,
I'll let that
We'll
be.
see.
I want to hear more over a beer, though. We won't cover that on the air.
I definitely have some stories for sure. I definitely have some stories. Yeah, for sure. Like,
See, I'm
I
out
know,
of the
man.
game, man, and happily so. But it doesn't mean I don't like. It doesn't mean I don't mind hearing some stories, you know. So, hey, I know that you said you had a big announcement. You wanna make that now, or you wanna hold off for a minute or two?
I mean, yeah, I guess I can, so that if anyone's interested, they can message over. But and on top of that, also, for anyone listening to this show tonight, you get an extra 10% off any of these animals. I'm gonna be putting all my pieds up for sale. So I'm selling all my proven breeder pieds, male pieds, hatchlings, like everything, because I'm limited in space. I might be moving soon in a few months, and I'm gonna have an actual, hopefully, a little building in the back just dedicated to my rodents and my snakes. I need to buy more hatchling racks as I'm maxed out. I just want to keep it to 90 adult females, and then the equivalent, the needed amount of hatchling racks, because sometimes I usually fall, I'm usually having to hold off on doing a lot of pairings, because if I have my hatchling racks full, I don't want to keep making hatchlings and not have anywhere to put them. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to be in that position. So I need more rack space and all that. So what I'm trying to do is just focus on clowns, DG clowns in particular. But that takes a long time, because I'm just starting off with like a male DG clown and breeding him to make visual heads with both DG and clown. And I just really want to focus on that. I feel like if I dive into too many projects at the same time, I'm more like I like to go deep into a project. So I want to do just DG clown. Maybe in the future add something else, maybe like sunset, or that tornado gene out of the UK is amazing, but that's like a big, that's like buying a vehicle type of, that's like a $20,000-$30,000 investment on one animal.
Yeah.
So yeah, but since I want to keep a very small collection, I don't, in my opinion, I wouldn't mind selling, 20 animals to be able to buy something like that, because then it'll just, I don't know, I just feel like that's just the type of breeder I want to be. I want to have a 30, 40 clutches a year, very specialized. Like when you go to my table, you see nothing but clown stuff. Like everything's gonna be clown, DG clown, tornado clown, DG tornado clown, maybe some exantic, but honestly, nothing else. I don't want to have pied, no albino. I don't want to. Nothing against them. I love it. Sometimes there was a guy selling a what is it, a Candino? No, it was a Candino pied. One of the most beautiful pieds I'd ever seen. It was such a beautiful female, and I almost bought it, even though I have no use for that animal and no projects. Yeah, but it was so beautiful. But then I look into it. I'm like, I'm gonna need a whole rack just to really do it justice, because I'm not gonna buy that female, then buy some random male, and then start, because I just like I feel like if I'm not going deep into it, I don't want to start it. Maybe in the future, who knows how things change. But for right now, I really wanna just specialize. I want to specialize into very few projects, and obviously I'm working on super gravel clown stuff. I'm working with the Spartan gene, so the Spartan gene takes up a lot of space in my collection, and I just don't want to do anything a disservice by getting into too many things that I can't really produce what I want to produce in every single recessive project, I guess.
So lots of questions from there, but first off, if anybody is interested in your pied stuff, how do they get details from you? I think you said you leave it for the viewers tonight on this show first dibs on that.
Yeah, before I list anything, if anybody's interested, just message me on Instagram or Facebook, or even you could even text me if you like. My number's listed everywhere. Or I could just actually, I can't type it on here, but I'll tell you guys. It's 863-677-1514. So you can rewind back if you need to listen to it again. And basically, like I'm gonna write up a list tomorrow, because I made a decision. I don't want to go back on it, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna write up a list tomorrow of everything that I have. I don't have an extravagant amount of them, but I maybe have like 20 to 25 visual and het pied, adults, and without counting hatchlings that I'm going to be selling. So yeah, just reach out to me, and make sure you say proper royals, and I'll give you an extra 10% off on any animals that you guys want.
Man, that's awesome. So 10% off any animals, and then they get first dibs on your pieds as well.
Yeah, yeah, and first dibs on the pies for sure. Yeah, before I even I'm gonna list them on Morph Market. Maybe by the time I take pictures, I like taking good pictures and I list them. But if somebody's interested, I'll work with them one on one. And before they even go for sale anywhere else.
Nice, man. Wow, thank you for doing that. And that truly, Alan had just told me that in the green room. And by the way, we both showed up in the green room at like 8:01. So he was just like, "Hey, I got an announcement." I was like, "What's it?" He's like, "I'm selling all my pies." I was like, "Okay, all right, cool. You can let everybody know about it." But so that's some of like the entrepreneurial stuff that like where I have the ideas and I see the angles, but I don't jump in sometimes. And that's okay because I'm confident in not jumping and I know where I want to hedge my bets. So like, but you saying, man, maybe I would sell 20 animals and just go buy one tornado. Like in my mind, I'm going, well, what if tornado's a bust or it's I don't know anything about it, but what if it comes out like the Desert Gene did or whatever, like there's no reason to think that it will. I'm not starting that rumor whatsoever.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm going, Adam, there's safety and diversification. And you're going, I want clowns, maybe DG, and who knows, maybe Tornado will get lucky, but that's the only one invited to the party, man.
Yeah, people will tell me you need diverse. I've told a few people that a couple people before I decided to really make the decision that no, you need diversity. When you go to a show and people just see clowns, they're not gonna want to. They want to see pies, they want to see other things, and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably never gonna have two tables at a show. I may one day have two tables, but for right now, I think one table stacked with what I really like, very specific projects, and I don't want to focus on the pet market. I don't want to focus on selling, having something for everyone. Like that's just not the way that I want to, the angle that I want to take in this. Just like in real estate, for example, like people tell me, well, you can get your real estate license and you can sell homes. I'm like, yeah, but selling homes and representing clients is very different from you going out and buying an investment property to flip or to do something else with.
That's that right.
Yeah, not to say you can't do both at the same time, but sometimes you can, and sometimes it's a conflict of interest if you have a license and you're not doing what's best by the person. You're actually getting their home at like you know what I'm saying, like you're stealing from grandma,
Yep.
and that kind of stuff. And I just don't feel good about that. So yeah, when it comes to that, like I always talk to my old man, and my old man, he's an entrepreneur. He rolls his eyes at me sometimes as he says, "Man, like you're doing something, it's going good, and then you just want to switch. You just want to do something else." And I said, I mean, yeah, man, because I get bored, man. I get bored doing, like I had a pawn shop and in the beginning it was great. I had a great time. We talked about that. I'm not gonna get into the pawn shop thing, but I got bored because I got tired of the same thing. And I'm like, man, I can't do this for 20 years. So I'm done. At least for right now with the snakes. Like I love cleaning the snakes. I love going to shows. Now, if I don't want to, now if I feel burnt out by going to maybe 2 shows in a row, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to a show for 4 months. Whatever I sell, I'm gonna sell on a morph market. Because luckily, I really don't have to go to shows to sell snakes. I just go to shows to talk to people. I want to sell a few snakes just so that I can pay for the trip and maybe, sell a few and make some space for more animals. But in reality, I go just to talk to people, to get out of my shell. Because I used to be more outgoing, and now I'm just kind of a hermit. So now I get to go to the shows a lot and I get to talk to people, even if I don't. I'm probably still gonna. What weekend is the Orlando show? Because I'm not gonna vent, but I'll probably still stop by.
That's gonna be the 21st and the 22nd of the month. So 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay, so I'll most likely at least go for one day and then just walk around, because then when I do my shows, I don't have any help, so I usually have to just stay at the table the whole time.
Right? Yeah, you're tied. Yeah, that is one thing about vending alone, man. You're tied to the table, man. Even you got to find like a bathroom buddy to just be like, hey, just watch this for a minute, man. Like, and I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm lucky that for Daytona, I already have Bosa balls that's gonna be helping me at the table, and not the whole time, but at least some of the time, yeah. So I could walk around a little bit and, talk to people at their table, not just be stuck at mine. But yeah, but Bosa's going to be there. We're going to be doing a party out there for sure at that table.
Nice. So did you say earlier when you were talking about selling your pies, did you say you have 90 you have 90 females that you're breeding, or 90 tell us about your collection size or what your sort of scope of things is.
I have 90 slots for to be able to max out at 90 adult females right now.
Okay.
So not all of them are adults yet. Some of them are still yearlings that are in there, but most of them are already adults. And I would say there's a good 8 to 10 visual pieds and like another half a dozen het pied females in there. These are animals that have been like, picked over the years, little by little, some holdbacks and stuff like that, and some good stuff. But the thing is that I've heard a lot of people talking about the doubles and triple. If you're doing a double project, you really have to have a lot of space for just one double project.
Yeah,
you have to have at least like a dozen slots, because you want to hold back a couple males, a handful of females, and then maybe even more than that. Because I mean, I don't want to go into one project to make, let's just say I want to go and make a super blackhead, DG clown super gravels. I can't have one pairing for that. You got to have like 5 or 6 pairings at least, and you might not even make one, depending on what if you're doing like double visual or double head.
yeah.
But if you're doing double head to double head or visual head to visual head, it just depends. So you got to have the numbers sometimes for those kind of projects. And the thing is that I can go in there right now and I can clean all of my snakes in an honest day's work, like in a good solid like 8 to 10 hours in one whole day. I do water changes on basically 200 snakes, complete water changes, spot clean, and then if it needs to be deep clean, so let's say like a third of the tubs get deep cleaned, the other 2/3 get spot clean, all the water bowls get changed, maybe some animals get fed, and then all the animals get misted. I really enjoy. I mean, even though I'm in South Florida, I like to mist my animals. I feel like reptiles do absorb hydration through the skin, so that helps with that. They don't drink as much as we think they do. They absorb a lot of humidity through their skin, and it just creates a higher humidity inside of the tub for better shedding and all that stuff. So I do like to mist my animals. Only a few who don't seem to like it, but the rest of them tolerate it, I guess, pretty good. And I like it. I can do everything in one day, and that's why I want to keep it.
Are you and without getting, or you could share as much as you want, but without getting into too much detail, are you doing snakes as your primary source of income, or you have a guy like you probably got some other side hustles and stuff going too, or is it primarily snakes right now?
I do a couple other things, like I do some online eBay selling, but that's been minimal the last couple of years, and then my real estate stuff also has been pretty minimal because it's a pretty new thing. But I would say I can literally pay all my bills and do everything that I need to do just with my snakes, just with my snake money. Because I don't live an extravagant life, but I do. Let's say I would say on a monthly basis, I probably have like, without going to like Disney or without going like on a trip somewhere, I probably have like close to 40 grand a year in expenses, like my personal expenses, and then plus all the stuff I do with my son, and God knows how much money I've spent on freaking toys, man, the last couple of years. And I think about it, I'm like, I wonder if I spent like, who knows? Like, I don't even know, like thousands. I mean, just whenever we go out, it's like, daddy toy, and we get something. And I enjoy it too, man, because I really, he's a good kid, and I like, not that I spoil him, but he's an only child too. So if he earns it, I like to reward him. And
I get that, man, for sure. But
so,
it sounds like
I
you live a nice life, and you're having, you're not. So with 90 or slots for 90 females, you can live that lifestyle.
Honestly, man, like the best thing about my lifestyle is that even though it's not an extravagant lifestyle, man, I'm so free with my life.
Right.
Like I have complete freedom. Like I can pick up my son from school and drop him off whenever I want. I could go to a reptile show if I want. The thing is that because I have joint custody of my son, I could kind of switch on the schedule with his mom. So if I have a reptile show, I can switch that up. Or if I want to keep, take him to Disney World on a Tuesday to Thursday, or or Monday to Wednesday, I could do it because I don't have to be at a 9 to 5 or have to clock in or be in front of a computer all day. So that's one thing that once I left my shop, because I used to, if I started telling you all the places that I've worked at since I was a kid, like you wouldn't even imagine. Ever since I was, 12, 13, I slaughtered animals with my old man. Then I went to work for hardware stores, and I worked at Radio Shack. I've been in the retail and like at BrandsMart and Metro PCS, whenever Metro PCS first started, like I was selling phones with them. Whenever you could literally go in there and all the, oh, okay, good thing I didn't say this. Like all the street pharmacists would get Metro PCS phones and they'd just say, oh, Scooby Doo, and then whatever. So you just walk into a store, you could get basically like what's the word for it? An untraceable phone, because you'd walk in and you'd open up a phone line without an ID or anything.
Oh, so, with Metro PCS.
Yeah, with Metro PCS back in the day. So people, I mean, man, I'm telling you, it used to be crazy. I'm pretty sure it's not like that anymore. But in the beginning, it wasn't it was just a local cell phone company that only worked like in the Tri-County area, I think, at first. You know? So my whole thing, man, is I said I'm not gonna say that I'll never do it, because if push comes to shove, I'll do whatever I need to do to pay the bills.
Right.
But
of course.
If I can help it, I'll work for myself, whether I do really great 1 month or a little less another month. My goal is always to keep improving, to get to a point where I have some residual income coming in as well. But I'm never going to be that type of guy where, oh yeah, I want to get to a point where I have nothing to do and I'm drinking Mai Tais on the beach and just have money coming in. That's not me. Like I want to die with like eggs in the incubator and like a contract on the property, you know, like that.
Man, so. I got out. You know what? This is a little bit of a not even show related. I got to talk to you afterwards. I've made an offer and I'm working on a house in Homestead, of all places, man.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Investment property, not to live there, but it's believe it or not, it's the house that my mother and her husband owned when she was alive, and that I did grow up in I spent a lot of time growing up in that house. So it came back up in a certain scenario. Like I say, that's a whole different thing with this is not on that show topic, but Beast Morph says, I don't even know the context of what the chats were, because I was talking with Alain here. He says, anyone not filing taxes missing the benefits of the first few years running a business at a loss. Like, I could do a whole show probably with Beast Morph, but I could do a solo on how beneficial it is to start a business, regardless of whether you're making money or not. If it's a legitimate business endeavor, the benefits are monstrous. And I feel like it's a secret that they don't teach us in school, that only like the rich people know, and that the rest of us get stuck grunting it out, paying the taxes that other people won't, or don't have to, or get benefits and breaks from completely legally and legitimately, man. I love that quote, man. I'm going to turn my little rant right there into a reel, and then I'm going to do a show on it, man. I agree with that 100%. Also, I have to say thank you so much. Raw Egg Distributors. I've not seen you on the show before, but thank you very much for the donation. All of the donations, the super chats, the stickers, that stuff go to feeding the animals and taking care of the ball python. So thanks very much.
Shout out to Dion. That kid, Raw Egg Distributors, that kid's only 16 years old. And he goes to a lot of the Repticons. I'll introduce you to him next time he goes to one of the shows. I'm not sure if he's going to be in Orlando. I think he lives close to Orlando, so he might be there.
Shoot me a message, Raw Egg Distributor. Shoot me a message if you want to come work or help out in Orlando that weekend, man. I'm happy to pass on the benefits that people have offered me in the past too. So definitely get in touch with me.
Yeah, he's been building a nice collection. He's a good kid, very, very well-mannered, very respectable. We had a long conversation yesterday on the phone about all kinds of stuff, man, like weight loss. Like now I'm starting to work out again and eat right, because I'm just like, I'm too big and I need to get back down and get in shape again. And before you know it, man, you start getting old and then you start feeling tired. And I have a young son. So I want to at least, I don't want to live to be 90 or 100 years old. Some people think they're going to live to be 100 years old. I really don't want to, man. I'd be happy making it to like that 70 to 80 mark, because I think that once you cross 80, unless you're like really, really fit or whatever, you just kind of become this old little wrinkly guy that, and it's fine if I have a bunch of grandkids and stuff. It might be fun, but I just want to be able to do my own thing, man. I never want to get to the point where I have to rely on someone else to like wipe my butt or like feed me and stuff. I just don't want to get to that point. So
I want to live forever, man. If I get to that point that you're describing, I hope I'm so far out of my head I don't even know, and I'm having a blast anyway, man.
You're just having a blast, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I don't know if you know, or most of the people know, but I lost my mother to cancer, 2010, so 12 years ago. And sometimes it terrorizes me, man. Like I don't even want to go to sleep sometimes, because I'm like, man, I'm wasting time. I could be doing something right now. And I have to remind myself the value of relaxation and taking care of myself. But I want to do everything. I want to do it all, and I want to live forever and do it all. And if I don't, I will have done everything I can in that amount of time that I have, but anyhow, that's just me and my crazy world and the life that I've lived. But yeah, I definitely, I want to give it all I got, man, for as long as I got. Like I say, even if I go senile, man, hopefully I figure out how to have fun going senile.
Yeah, when you start thinking about it, you're like, oh man, like how much time do I really have? And then before you know it, you're like, hey, I was 22 like 2 years ago. How did I become, how am I close to 40 now or whatever? And yeah.
Yeah, I'm 42, man. And I was just talking with my dad about something that happened 20 years ago. And I was like, it doesn't seem that long ago. And I was like, it's 20 years. Holy crap. Yeah, man. Yeah. Kai, what's up, Kai? Good friend at Lucas Landon. Yeah, it's a rich breeder, poor breeder. It's exactly right, man. That's exactly it. And that's those of y'all that don't know, there's a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's truth in it. And the thing is, that book's been out some 25 years, and literally nothing has changed about business tax laws and the benefits, man. Yeah, keep your expenses low, build your asset sheet, have positive cash flow, and look for opportunities. There you go, man. Like every bit of it. Yeah, I'm sure Kai's read it if he picked up on that stuff.
And another thing Kiyosaki says too, that the two ways to accumulate real wealth is that you actually have to be in debt. You actually have to leverage yourself quite a bit, because that's one of the ways that he was able to build a huge empire. I mean, it's funny because you hear him on podcasts. Like I listen to a lot of his podcasts. The guy's pretty crude. The guy's like,
yeah,
he's not someone that you could just bring, let him talk about, around there, because I mean, they brought him on Bigger Pockets, and they had to bleep the guy and edit the crap out of his interview, because he's just like, no, like nothing held back, which is good. You want to hear stuff like that. You don't want to hear someone that's going to sugarcoat it for you. But you read books like that, and Cash Flow Quadrant. Like Cash Flow Quadrant changed my life. And it's funny, I talked to my dad about it. My dad's a big fan of Warren Buffett. Not when he was younger, but now that he's older, he's a big fan of Warren Buffett. And me and my dad are really close, and we do, like the real estate stuff, we do it together, and we kind of like make a little ritual out of it when we go to auctions and stuff. We'll go have breakfast, and then we'll go to the auction, then we'll drive out of town and get the money, and then have lunch and come back, and then like sell the property or fix it up together and stuff like that. So it's fun. Like I enjoy the money, but I actually enjoy having doing that with my own man, because as I was growing up, we always worked together, man. That's like the thing, to spend time with my own man, you better be working. Like we were gonna go fishing for 2 hours. We were gonna go like buy pigs at an auction and slaughter them for Christmas. We were gonna go pick up boxes and sell them to the recycle place, and they were gonna buy them, cans. My old man used to put up vertical blinds, like window blinds in people's homes. Like he'd work 60 hours a week at a factory and come home and then go and put up blinds at people's homes. Like I always been just, I feel like I have a more creative, a little bit of a different entrepreneurial mentality than my old man. But man, I'd give anything to have his work ethic. If I had his work ethic, I would already be a multimillionaire by now.
And I hope I can ask this. I don't think it's a secret or anything sensitive. Your father emigrated from Cuba, is that correct?
Yeah, from Cuba. Yeah, he came here from Cuba when he went to Spain. They immigrated to Spain when he was about 17, and then they came over here when he was around 18 or 19.
Wow, okay.
And yeah, it was around like the year 1980 or so. And yeah, as soon as he got here, his father, my grandfather, always suffered a lot of kidney pains, and my old man had to work to basically, he was the oldest of 3 siblings, so that my uncle and my aunt could go to school and my aunt went and I guess she became like a preschool teacher. My uncle became a paramedic. So my old man he just worked. He was just a hustler, man. And then got an opportunity to do his own business. And when you look back, I'm like, I wonder how he was ever the type of guy that could work and like a factory for like a dozen years with
Yeah.
getting paid by the hour, when in his soul he's like, he's an entrepreneur at heart. But I guess he didn't really have anybody to teach him or do anything. And he's really one of those people, when you say, yeah, nobody's self-made, man, my old man's like one of the closest people to get to that, man, because I've been there the whole time, and I've seen other people that, that get loans, or that get like my old man helped me, so I can't ever say that I'm self-made. I've had a lot of help.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. Like, he made it work with what he had, and no one else helped him, and he took risks, and he just worked through it, man. He just was just rewarded because of his relentless work ethic. And
man, some of my best, a matter of fact, all of my best mentors, minus maybe one in life and in career, have been immigrants. And part of what has driven them is the appreciation of the opportunity that they have in the country here, but just a determination to work and a determination not to fail. And like, when you don't have any option other than to not fail, like, that's when things get real. Like, when there's no plan B, you might have to change plan A and adapt it and make it work, but you figure it out. Like, I'm guessing your dad's family, his responsibilities as a dad and a family probably drove him to that as well. So, man, I appreciate it. I'd love to go on one of these real estate auction trips with you and your dad, man. That'd be a blast. I'd love to learn about that.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, for sure. If you ever come down here too, I'll take you to their farm, and we'll sit there and have some drinks with the old man, and we'll talk. And he'd love to talk about like his journey. He's very humble, man, and he doesn't, but we'll get him going, and we'll talk to him, and maybe who knows, maybe we can even get an interview out of him or something.
That's what we got to do sometime. Yeah, man. So I don't tell this to many people, including maybe even my wife right now. I just got this new client, speaking of work and good things happening and all of that, but it's going to be a 3 to 6 month project. And I think the guy's going to need me for every second of 6 months. And I think he'll still want me to stay on after, but my goal is the second half of the year I told him, I said, look, man, I ain't taking a summer vacation with my family and my son ever. My son's 10, and I haven't taken a summer vacation in decades because of the crazy seasonal work that I do and resorts and stuff. I said, look, man, my commitment ends. You got me till June 30th, and then I'm done, man. That's it. I don't, not doing any more. And so I'm going to take my family on summer vacation in July. And then my plan for the second half of the year, hopefully, fingers crossed, is to to do music and snakes the second half of the year and see how things look heading into 2024. If I have to go get another client again and jump back into consulting, or if I can just do music. And I work very hard at both, but I would be thrilled to work at music and snakes, man.
Dude, you need to get with you need to do a show with Chris Eaton, man. Just both of you guys just grinding it out on the guitar. I don't know if he still plays or not. I know he had a stroke a few years back, but
I talked to him one time, and like, I thought that would be like our connection. I got real specific about a guitar I saw him playing one time, and he was like, I don't even care anymore, man. I was like, nice to meet you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he probably doesn't play anymore, and it's probably not,
it could be like a regretful thing. So who knows?
Where are you taking the family? Where are you planning to go?
Oh, well, I want to go to New England, man. I spent some time when I wasn't in Florida. See, my parents were divorced, so my father lived here in Jacksonville, and my mother's family is Irish Canadian, and they moved to Maine. And so I spent most of the school year here in Jacksonville, and then I would go to Maine in the summer times. My mother remarried a general contractor, and when Hurricane Andrew hit Homestead, boom, they moved to Homestead because they saw it as a gold mine for general contracting and a trained electrician. But anyway, my wife went to school in Boston at Holy Cross, so she hasn't been to New England in 25 years, and I haven't been back in a long, long time. So we're gonna go up to New England this summer.
Nice, man. Nice. That sounds like a good trip. That sounds like cool. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, and also while I'm thinking of it, how far are you from Punta Gorda?
Well, let's say from like Thai Parks, I'm like an hour.
Okay. I'm playing in Punta Gorda on the 28th. That's Saturday if you're looking for anything to do. I'll be playing 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Celtic Ray. I'm playing in Punta Gorda, man. I have a music gig.
Well, dude, if I don't have my son that weekend, man, I'll be down to go. It's the 28th, 17th, 15th. It's the weekend after the reptile show, right?
Yeah. I see. I didn't think I'd be working in January. I knew that my other gig was ending, my restaurant gig. So I booked myself like crazy. I'm doing 2 reptile shows. I've got 5 or 6 gigs and I'm all over the place. And then this other client came along and I was like, that money's too good, man. I have to take the job. But this
yeah. Because the snakes, oh shit.
Whoa, got to keep it PG, man. You get 1 S word on the PG. What's up? You all right, Alan? What happened to Alan? Did you guys see that? Whew. All right, we're going to let Alan sort that out. Just 1 second. When he pops back on, I will bring him back on. Hey, there's 57 of y'all here, and I got to put Alan back on for a second, even though he's not back. Man, I hope he's all right. I got to say thank you very much to the show sponsors, Redline Shipping. If you haven't checked out Redline Shipping, you need to. It's a shipping company brokerage started by reptile industry giants. Robin Markland is at the helm of it, but there's a ton of other people. Judy from the Reptile Report is a big part of Redline Shipping as well. Go check them out. It's a product made just for live animal shipping. Also, I promise the logo will be back in just a second, but Cold Blooded Cafe, they've been very, very good to me. But long before I had a business relationship with them, I was a customer of theirs because of the technology that they use to freeze their rodents. They're the freshest on the market. I'm a huge believer in what Cold Blooded Cafe is doing. You'll see the code proper5 to save yourself $5 on shipping with Redline Shipping. And then you can use the promo code CBC as in Cold Blooded Cafe 5 to get $5 off your order at Cold Blooded Cafe. So check them out. They've been very good. Last but not least, and I really regret that I don't have a way to put up his logo right now, because now I can't even sign Alan on either. It looks like he signed off. I I hope everything's okay. But I got to say hey to and thank you to Chris Shelley at B&S Reptilia. B&S Reptilia is Chris Shelley's company. He's the Shelley, and B&S. Primarily ball pythons, but carpet pythons, also blood pythons, boas. I believe he's doing hog noses and sand boas as well. So check him out, B&S Reptilia. All of those links are down in the description, and those fine folks make it possible for me to dedicate so much of my time to putting on this show and the content that we put out. So it all goes in a circular way. You all in the audience bring me energy and support and all that. So take care of those sponsors. And again, thanks to Alan he's offering 10% off if you say Proper Royals. That's pretty killer, right? And then you guys get first dibs on all of his pods. We'll see what's up. Kike, you got an update on what's up with Alan? I hope he's all right. Leave it in the content in the comments if you like. Let's see. World of the Wilcox says, tell me more about your music gig, Adam. So professionally, I ran restaurants for 26 years. I recently tried to quit that, retire. Retire sounds so much more elegant than quit, right? I wanted to be done with restaurants. I didn't know what else I would do. And I was asked to stay on in a consulting gig, which was great. And it is what I do now professionally. But I've been playing live music for, 28 years. And I do that as both as fun, but also as a significant form of my income. So I played in Irish bands coming up in Irish pubs, and have had, we got to do some shows and a short tour with Flogging Molly. I got to meet and we've performed some with Steve Earle. I've played at various songwriters festivals and that sort of thing under my own banner, Adam Shira. So that's me. But there's an Irish pub down in Punta Gorda that I play at, and I'm just looking at my calendar. I've got a ton of gigs this month. Like I said, I didn't think I'd be working. So I'm all over Northeast Florida, and then I'm down in Punta Gorda once a month. It's a great pub down there. So thank you for asking. No shot, did he? I'm not sure what that means. Texted waiting. Man, I hope he is all right, man. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, let's see. King Cardano says, I know you're in the business. Any restaurant recommendations in Jacksonville? I just moved to South Georgia. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, thanks for asking. You know, I recently moved back here from North Carolina, so I've been out of the scene for quite some time. If you like Thai food, man, there's a wonderful place out in Jack's Beach that I like to go to. And I've got to remember, I cannot remember the name of it. I could drive you there right now. It's the only Thai restaurant in Jack's Beach. It's over on 16th Street South. I really feel bad. I have to look up the name of it. That place is fantastic as far as pubs. The Flies Thai Irish Pub is phenomenal. Lynch's Irish Pub in Jacksonville Beach is really great as well. But I haven't been engaged on the restaurant scene. 13th South in Jack's Beach is still really good. I haven't been that engaged so much. I really kind of backed off. Iron and Ember here in St. John's is very good as well. So let me see. Reagan Renee says, is Pinglehead Brewery still there? I have not heard of Pinglehead Brewery at all. I'm not familiar with that. World of Wilcox. So Badass Flogamolly is in my wheelhouse. Those guys are phenomenal. They've always been really, really good to me. And that's not me. I mean, I would say if they were, or maybe I wouldn't say, but I wouldn't go to bat for them if they weren't. Those guys treated me like I was a rock star. We had a blast hanging out with Flogamolly. They were good. Alan, what happened to you, man?
Oh, man. I didn't notice that my phone ended up just, I guess, depleting with no service, and it just died on me. So I had to put it on my apologies, man. I had to put it here, and then my desktop, the internet wasn't working. I tried to reconnect there, and then it went down too. So, yeah, I'm back, though, but it took a minute.
Man, that is, you were like, you're just like, oh no, and then poof, gone. And even Kike was like, I don't know. I texted him. I'm waiting to see. We were all like, what happened to Alan, man?
Oh, did you got the oh no in there too?
Oh yeah, definitely got the oh no in there. But we get one to keep it PG. I think you're allowed to say it once. Yeah, it's cool. Okay. Let me see. I've just been reading some comments, and we'll get back to the show here in just a second. Hey, while we got just a second, yeah, there's the logos, guys. Check out Cold Blooded Cafe and BNS Reptilia, and then you guys could see that we got the promo code banner down there. Take care of those sponsors if y'all don't mind. Let's see, Bryce Darnell. Thank you so much, man. This is Adam. Been watching your show for a while. You have any double recessives that you're going to be producing this year? Yeah, I hope to be producing banana hype. Not the bananas, not double clown hypos this year. I've got some banana double hets that I'll be working with, and then I should have some dreamsicles this year too. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough foresight when I was planning that project to get dominants or codoms in the mix, so it's just it's two visual lav heppides, so a male lav hepipide and a female lav hepipide. I think I have no other visuals. I've got a ton of doubles working, and then actually Jeremy Bod helped me out on an animal. I should produce some candy visual hepides as well this year. But as far as the double visual, I think that those two, those clown hypos and dreamsicles. Next year, I'll have. Actually, I've got two triple hets that are going to go together, which is just incredible odds to hit the visual triple. But I should start hitting combos of single and double visuals, hopefully, with fingers crossed kind of deal. And I'm not sure. I might not even breed the two triples together. I might buy or use one of my double visuals into the triple to just try and increase the odds of at least hitting two, So I'm not sure. I'll probably do a video on the pluses and minuses of doing that, but I don't like I'm trying to avoid 66% hep hides at all costs. And I know I could test the time. It's not even the money. It's the time and the effort and all of that. So I'm not sure. That's next year. We'll figure it out. Raw Egg Distributors. He did say, you know what, Alan, I met him at that Tampa show where you were vending across the aisle from Dale. You had was it a hypopide that we weren't sure was hypo or not, and we were kind of bouncing ideas.
Oh, you remember?
Forth.
Yeah, it was like I think a hype. Was it a hypo clown? Hypo Mojave hypo clown.
Hypo, yeah, and so that's been 2-3 months. How's it gone since then? Are you sure it's a hypo now, or are you still not sure?
Oh, you know what's so funny, man? I keep forgetting to check the shed. I got to see if it's shed yet or not, but as soon as I've been waiting on the shed just to see if it's clear.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it just hasn't shed since. I'm pretty sure it's shed since then. I don't know, man. I'm in my own world sometimes. I might not have even checked it, but I have to see, because it could be a lot more valuable if it is a hypo versus being a head. So
yeah, it'd be a double.
And it's yeah, it's a female. Probably, I mean, it's a Mojave. So when it comes to the bell complex animals, when it's a female, it's not so bad. When it's a male, you don't want to have a male Mojave hypo, just because you're gonna make. I mean, you don't really want to have a male bell recessives. I think of anything, because as soon as you put it with something else in the same allele, you're making white snakes. So I think that's why people stay away from the males. Male bell combo animals. More, females are fine, but the males can get you in trouble, or you have to not do some pairings, or else it could end up not working out too well.
Yeah, I had one, and really I'd only bought him to make bells, and then it turned out that he was a hypo bell, which was sort of an added surprise. I didn't know that when I bought him, because he's all white. I didn't have any idea, and then I bred him. And he started popping out hypo babies. So I got a little bit of a benefit from that. But yeah, the bells, you have to watch on that. Man, I just put out a video this week about the opportunities that come with buying collections. Yeah, thanks, Straight Blast. That's killer. So he just picked up a collection yesterday from people getting out. There's pitfalls.
That was a really good video. That was a great video. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, man. It's rare that I get to say this. It's performing really well. So guys, like, normally I'm not like, go watch it for, I do want you to watch my content, but like, apparently people really are enjoying that one, because it's doing very, very well. And people are actually watching most of it. So that's cool. I appreciate it. We do a new segment since you've been on, Alan, and since we don't know how this internet's going to last much longer for you here. I do a show section called Top 5, where I ask you a question that you have no prep. You don't even know what's coming, and you got to give me your 5 answers, but I try not to interrupt you for 5 minutes so that you can discuss it. You know what I'm saying? So I think you do an incredible job. Yeah, I think you do an incredible job of differentiating yourself from other breeders out there, and just in general in life. So from a business entrepreneurial standpoint, what are like your top 5 ways that you think people could differentiate themselves from other people doing that, so it doesn't look like y'all are all doing the same thing?
It's actually a really good question, because sometimes, not to say that some people can be more creative than others. Some people have different strengths. So when you're not as creative as other people, you have to stand out as a person. Like, you can stand out as far as, like, for example, like, I don't have a bad personality. I feel like I don't have, I'm like most outgoing or the funniest guy in the world, but I hold my own. I'm a likable person, so people will come. Like at the reptile show, for example, like I'll people in with my display with my black and gold. People come in, they think it looks cool. Then I'll make I'll make a joke about something, to make people laugh. But usually, to me, you get people to laugh, and usually it's hard to dislike someone that makes you laugh. So most of the time, I mean, that's how I've always been good with girls too, because I've always been like that heavier set guy out of the group, but I've always been the funniest one. So, you know, if you got, you know, you got to make people laugh. Like that's, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like in my world, it's like, hey, if I don't make girls laugh, I'm not getting a girlfriend. So you got you got to make girls laugh. I wasn't born with that you know, with the you know, I'm not 6'2", or I'm not like, you know, like an athlete or anything like that. So what's my thing? That's why I get along really good. I have buddies of mine that are like, you know, they go to the gym all the time, or they do a lot of sports and stuff, but they don't have a whole lot of personality. So if I go out with them, I'm the funny guy, and then they're the ones that are like, you know, like, yeah, you know, whatever. Like, let's go to the gym, 6 days a week, you know, whatever.
Right.
So, so it works out. So yeah, I guess you get people to like you, stand out with different things, man. With like, well, you want me to be more specific with like the ball python when it comes to like the marketing part of like ball pythons, or just like as a person, you mean?
Either or, man. I like leaving this wide open. I like hearing what, you know, I find if I put too many specifics or constraints on things, people don't speak freely sometimes. So whichever way you want to go, or mix up both, man, either or.
I think I'm not afraid to be silly, man. Like, I'm just very genuine, so I'm not afraid to say something that will make people laugh with me or even at me. Like, it doesn't really, like, I don't really care as long as it's funny. Like, you've probably seen some of that already. And
yeah.
And that's it, man. I genuinely want people to do well, and I want people to be happy, and I want someone to, I don't know, man. I want people to, I feel like I want people to leave after me dealing with them. I want them to leave happier and maybe feel better about themselves after being around me, instead of feeling like, oh, that guy was just a real I mean, maybe they could say, like, that guy was a real, like, a-hole, but he was funny, and he's like kind of charming, even though he's kind of a jerk. But like, I can get away with stuff, you know.
Right.
I get away with a lot of stuff like Chris Eaton does too, man. Believe it or not, it's different, because when I do it, I just, like, I don't do it like I'm like, it's just natural. It's just a natural thing that whenever, like, I'm out and I'm just like talking and doing stuff, I can get away with a few things. And I feel like, I don't know, like, just play to your strengths, I think. And just don't try to be somebody you're not. A lot of people try to put on this, like, this image of being, you know, somebody they're not, or like the whole fake it till you make it thing. Like, I understand that whole thing. It's like, act like you're already there. But some people, you know, might have, you know, they're breeding like passed out of Mojave, and they think they're Jessica Bilka. Don't do that either, because yeah, because then you're not humble. You know, you gotta be humble, and sometimes it's, you know, people kind of confuse, you know, confidence with arrogance, and it's very different. It's a whole different thing. So, you know, I guess that, man, just being genuine, and just being somebody that people want to be around and like, and sometimes not everyone's gonna like you, and you don't have to try to be liked by everybody, but just be yourself, and the right people is in the way. I'm sorry, it's hard. I don't know why I twist this damn camera one way, and then I feel like it goes the opposite way on me. So I feel like I keep messing with this damn thing, man, and it just keeps screwing with me.
I was afraid to say anything. I was like, you know what? We get what we get, man. The audio is good enough. We'll just roll with it. I was like, man, what is he hiding behind a thermos there? What's going on here?
No, I'm just trying to like put myself in a place where I'm like not showing you like my microwave and all this stuff back here, but I'll just hold that up here.
Talking about being just legitimate and who you are, sometimes you got to stand in front of a microwave, you know. But I agree with you. I think people do. I think that fake it till you make it expression gets mixed with work hard and don't quit until you make it. If you're working hard and not quitting, and you feel like you're an imposter or not worthy, you're probably doing it right. You're probably being humble, and you're probably making it. Like you said, if you're cocky and you're telling everybody what, you know, what an amazing whatever you are, and you haven't accomplished anything, people could see right through that. And I think that's any industry, man. I see it with cooks and bartenders. I'm like, man, you're lying. Like have the humility to say, hey, I'll start as a bar back, but if I do that killer and I work my butt off for 3 or 6 months, you think that I would have an opportunity? Of course you will. Same thing with a cook or whatever position. So I think that's true in any industry, and I think people are so good at seeing through BS. I mean, and it doesn't. You know what's crazy is it just look at that guy in Congress right now. Like, what a disaster! Just a train wreck of a person who's not comfortable who they are, and they feel like they got to lie to be something else. Like you're just going to get found out and exposed. And Alan, you've always been genuine with me. And
I don't think I've heard about that one.
You haven't? Oh,
I don't think so.
I don't even know like the specifics. Like he gets himself elected, and some of this sounds really, well, it is horrible. Anyway, he gets himself elected saying he'd been to this college, never went to that college, saying he worked for Citigroup on Wall Street. Now he's elected. He's one of the representatives in Congress right now. And then just more and more starts coming out. He said that his mother was killed in 9/11, but she died in 2016. Like, it's just horrible, awful stuff. And I know that it's going to get political because of the party stuff and who supports who, and maybe then it is just being attacked. He's not, man. He's not cool. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. But
yeah, but no matter what party you're part of, you can do that kind of stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be represented by that person, no matter which party you're
no matter what party
to, or don't pledge allegiance to. And there's only 538 representatives that run America. 500. He's one of them right now. That's bonkers. Anyway, that's not the.
Thanks for the daily news. I had no idea about that, man. Yeah.
There you go, man. There you go. Hey, I'll talk about two things that really stood out that I saw that you did different. And you mentioned it really briefly. He's gone again. He mentioned it really briefly. Alain does an amazing display, and he uses some sort of plastic or tile, big pieces that he displays all of his snakes on, and they're red and black, alternating through the display, and it really stands out. The other thing he does is he's got these snake bags, and no joke, I wish he could show one off. I'll get him to post a picture on Instagram at some point. He does these snake bags that are like seriously the caliber of Crown Royal.
Yeah, but now I can't hear anything.
You gotta give me a thumbs up when you hear something, man. All right, I muted Alan for right now. He does these snake bags that are really the quality of like Crown Royal bags, man. They got the golden tassels that he ties, and I think they're embroidered, but they're certainly screen printed and all of that. So in that way, those things stand out. And Alan really caught my attention one time because he said he goes to shows, even if he doesn't have inventory, he'll buy a table just to stand and meet people and build connections. And that's a dedication that's hard for me to get my head around, because I like things to add up on spreadsheets, and I like there to be a quantifiable, if I do this, I can make this, and here's my profit or here's my loss. But those long-term investments and people and relationships are vitally important. I think Alan does that really well. Alan, can you hear me now? Are you there? No, he's not. All right, guys. Look, go as bad as the audio and the connection was, the bumps that we had. I hope you enjoyed the content tonight. I'm going to wrap it up for tonight, but I will bring Alan back. It'll be a little while. But go check him out at shows. It was great seeing so many new faces in the audience. I feel like we've reached a new crowd, or a different group, which is really invigorating to me, because there's new people to reach and introduce to the existing people. You all know that I love you, and that you've given me so much support. A lot of you in the audience have been on here, and I know a lot of you just from this show. So I'm super grateful. Hey, for 2023, I hope you set yourself some goals. I believe in goals, and I believe in holding yourself accountable to them. If you don't reach them, it doesn't mean you didn't fail. It means that you learned something, or you figured out what new obstacles you have to get around. So I'm not so big on the resolutions, but if you can set yourself some goals that you will hopefully reach. Let's see if Alan, you there, man?
I'm so sorry about that, man. I don't know what's going on. I had to log out and log back in again. No, I think it's good now.
You're all right. Hey, I'm wrapping up the show because we're just having trouble with the connection, and plus we've been at it for an hour and 20. I mean, we still had great content tonight. You got to come back again. Obviously, you're welcome anytime, and I look forward to hanging out. Thank you for doing the show, though, even with the challenges, man.
No, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry about the man. I have to see. I have you know how the old routers used to be just this black box with two cables. They sent me like an egg. It was like an egg, so I had to hook it up, and I have two different wireless things coming out of it because my TV wouldn't hook up to one of them, so they had to create a whole new line to hook it up. So I have my TV on one, my desktop on another, and then if somebody comes in, it's either hit or miss on whichever one their phone can connect to. So it's kind of a freaking mess, man. I just haven't had the patience to call CenturyLink and get all this taken care of because it's just a nightmare. It's one of those things. I wish I had just pay them to just call customer service for me all day for different issues.
That's right. You need an assistant. You need a creme de la clutch assistant. That's what you need, man. Alan, we'll catch up soon, man. I hope I get to see you in Orlando. I hope I get to see all of y'all. And hey, all seriousness, January 14th, I'll be vending at the Show Me Snakes show here in Jacksonville. That'll be the very first show that I've vended under my own banner. Then the following weekend, I'll be in Orlando, the 21st and the 22nd. Then the following weekend, I'll be down in Punta Gorda at the Celtic Ray Public House, which is a killer pub. You got to come hang out. And then I'm going to sleep a little bit when I get home after that gig. So thank you all so much. Next week, Creation Collective will be on. That's Marks and Cheryl, same time, same place, Tuesday at 8 p.m. I am going to hit the music. I hope to see you all next time. You can look. Thank you. I'm rambling. See ya. Good night, guys. Thank you all.